No, well, in this pile.
Like, maybe you can answer or not. In the month of March alone, we have 5 ambulance calls from the jail.
That's funny.
5 or at least 4. Yeah.
Look at that. That's a different look. Huh?
I did shave this morning. I put clothes on.
You should have a beard or something by now.
I got crap about it from your colonel last week. He said I should have 2 for a beard ready.
Oh, yeah, the one, All right, it is 9 o'clock. We'll go ahead and offer the floor for citizens' comments. Anybody wants to make any? Yes, sir.
There was a statement that was made at the last commissioner's meeting regarding the two deputies, former deputies that left early on.
Okay.
I being one of them wanted to address that. I left and it wasn't because of more pay. It was for an opportunity to advance and get better training. And since I left, I've afforded opportunities to advance my training and serve my community a little bit better. I think I kind of expressed to, I know, two of you, my feelings about when I left and how I felt about it. And but I just want to clear the air. It wasn't about pay. You know, since I've been able to leave, or since I left, in the last couple months after I left, I was afforded the opportunity to come to FTO, which I completed that training, became certified in Nebraska. And since then, I've also became a sergeant with the police department. I've been serving as a sergeant for the last year and recently finished supervisory school through Nebraska Law Enforcement Training Center. But it wasn't about pay. It was bettering myself and getting the opportunities to do more.
Very
I just
good.
want to clear that.
Okay. 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 Well, we appreciate you stopping by to do that and voice that.
I think I understand that.
Can you refresh us on what statement was made?
That two former deputies that worked were lured away for promising more money
Who from the county?
to go to the police department.
All right. Which I mean, yeah, I'll leave that. Okay. No.
Anybody want to address why there was 4 ambulance calls from the jail for the month of March alone? So anybody want to address it? Why there's 4 ambulance calls from the jail for March alone? What are they for? Anybody want to address this? Don't have to, we'll just ask them.
Can it be addressed there?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I don't believe so.
You're in public comment. This is the
Yeah.
public being able to comment to you guys.
Yeah, I don't think.
Ask you guys if anybody wanted to comment on it.
Nobody does.
Okay, that's all
That
I
was a
have.
question brought up by you, not a public comment.
You're gonna tell me how to run the commissioner's job?
This is public comment,
Yes,
not
and
a
I
question
asked
and
if
answer.
anybody wanted to make a comment on it.
It's not a question and answer from the county commissioners.
I'm not sure HIPAA would allow it anymore.
It would
That's
not.
what
All you have to do is walk across the next door and ask them.
I will. I mean,
I mean,
I'm open all the
he's right,
time.
this isn't the place for that discussion.
Anytime that you wanna talk, I'm available. I'd be the one you talk to.
Or Michael would have the answers as well.
Since we're still in public comment,
yeah.
there is the time capsule, coming up to be opened,
July 4th.
July 4th. Have you guys thought about how that's going to happen?
No plans at this time, Anna?
Oh, goodness.
Not yet.
I know that the museum would really love to be involved.
Time capsule.
It's like the open July 4th this year.
It's buried
in
out by the
1976.
Right on the corner of the courthouse. I'll have to have a meeting out there so you can see it.
Yeah, I've walked past it. I've read it. I didn't realize it was coming up on July 4th of this year.
Gosh, what could be in it?
So.
So they are opening that on the 4th of July.
Well, that would be you guys opening that, because it's on county property, right?
Brian's looking into it. I don't
Okay.
know.
Hmm.
The maintenance guy, Brian Wells, looking into it.
I mean, I'll open it.
You put you in charge of that, Anna? You're
Need a sledgehammer?
Hey, I think I have one in my garage.
Okay, bring it. Might need it.
so the museum would like involved.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it would be
That'll be a
fitting.
lot of people.
Yeah.
Say again?
Did they? Well, we were discussing it at the board meeting. Of course, Sudo wasn't available and she would be the one to really know, I believe.
I think that's
Um,
reaching out.
And so, but that'll be exciting. Well, it'll be something.
Hopefully it's well sealed.
That's where my hamster went.
Yeah. How are you?
Pretty good, just got back from vacation, so.
Oh, yeah?
Went to Texas to see the grandkids.
Good.
Words encourage.
Oh, you have a funeral? Okay. If there's nobody else for citizens comment, we're gonna go ahead and move on. I will, are you good with moving quick so she can get to her funeral? Okay, I'll recess the Board of Commissioners meeting at 9:08.
I'll call the board fixation. Wait. Hopefully these actions on the ball, all members of the board of positions here. Lori, the county assessor is here with, at least, looks like several tax corrections.
Yeah, more of the homestead corrections
Okay.
state. So we have, several more from 2022, and then we have, 3 or 4 for 2023.
Or, do you have time to go through them? If not, I can.
Yeah, I should have. Do you want to look at them?
Yes.
2022?
How many total are there from 2022? You know,
I
without
do
hand?
not. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I believe there's 8 left for 2022.
I got 9, but one in the same. There's 9 total, but there's 2 that are for the
Same person.
same person.
Person.
Yeah.
These are all 22.
Yes. Here's the breakdown of what the taxes will be coming back for each district.
And Laura, do you think that's just the start of the 2020?
These should be done, they may be working, they mentioned working on 2024, but I haven't heard. Yeah, this should be the final for 22, 23. Which is back to some of the same people for,
Well, but they can still go, but that's what I wondered, since they can still go back if 2023 is final.
that's what they told us, yeah.
And there was 8 in 2022, and then it was 2023 in there too.
No, here's the
Then there's the 23s.
So there's 4, but 2 of them are the same.
Is that the same thing that they either reduced them back again, like last time?
Right,
Anywhere from pay from 0% to you kind of ran the gamut. Okay.
right, yeah.
When you, when this summary, you said we'll get back, you mean the county will get back?
Yeah.
That's what you'll use.
Right.
So, okay. Okay.
So there's
So-
an increase of,
4,464.70 for the 22.
How much?
$4,564.70 for 22. Right?
Yeah,
So what will happen, the county already is getting, the county has already got the money. This is just correcting it to go back from the revenue paying the county the money to the taxpayer. File my final homestead report and get the final payment for the year 2025. They will reduce that payment, that correction.
Right. Because unlike, for example, this one went from 100% paid to 70. This one 100% to 70, from 40% to 0, from 80 to 70.
Right, so we've already got all of that money from the state.
Right.
So they will take it back from us at my 6th and final payment for this year.
You gotta go back and collect it from the property owners then?
yeah.
So right now, like if I have some of them come in and pay now, we'll have technically it paid twice until that 6th payment comes out. And then they will deduct it from that final payment.
So they will pay more
We'll
property.
pay it back to the state.
These aren't total.
No, it's breakdown of what district it's going back
But
to.
I'm just saying, I read it wrong, because I
Oh.
thought it was 4,500 total, but it's not, I just don't want to.
I can leave that for.
So I don't have a total.
I'll get with her later for the minutes.
Okay, is this the 23 one?
Lori, I did not have a signed copy of it.
Oh, that other one.
I can give it a grab a copy and have them re-sign it, if you can re-sign it. Because it's already been approved, so they just.
These are 23.
I thought I should have a signed copy.
2 were for this guy here. Okay, so there's 3 different individuals.
I can have them stop down and sign the copy of it.
Yeah.
You okay with that, Tony?
So if this are the totals, right, for 2022 and then 2023, this would be the totals that from these amendments that would be going. Okay.
Right.
So for 2022, it'd be $6,211.78, and then in 2023, of the four in there, it was $833.36.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, if everybody's had a chance to look at these, I need a motion to approve these, I'll just call them tax credits for 22. Ted just got to figure that out for me. In 22, there's 9 of them here, from like 27 to 37. There's 8 individuals here, $6,211.78. And then for the year 23, we have 14 to 17. And this is 3 different individuals too, because one of them is duplicated. And that amount is $833.36.
Yes, sir.
And I will entertain a motion to approve those.
Do you want them done each year, 22 and 23 together, or take them? How would you like those? How would you like the motions done for that?
You can do them all together.
So they were tax roll correct. They were homestead 29. So this would just be for 23, right? So this, I'm sorry, 22, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. So I'll make a motion to approve the 2022's tax roll corrections number 29 through 37.
Second that. Charlie seconded it. Okay, there's another discussion. All in favor of approving the 22 homestead corrections here. Corrections, say aye.
Aye.
You can make this motion also for 23.
And I'll make a motion to approve the tax roll corrections for the homestead exemptions for 2023, exemptions 14 through 17.
Yeah, thank you for saying
I'll second it.
that. No further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Lori, if you gotta go, I'll get these signed and send them back to your office.
Also, I kind of wanted to give you a heads up. It's time to start our commercial reappraisal.
Okay.
That's the,
I think I'm using the same company.
yeah,
They did pretty good.
they did good. And really, there isn't a lot of companies that do it. That's the problem. And we would split it up 2 years. I don't know.
Okay.
So it'll be like McCook and the surrounding area, and then the next year it'll be like the villages, rural.
Okay. And they'll start doing those roughly.
They'll need to start it this year.
So prior to this, in this budget cycle or next?
And part of it will be in this budget
Okay. We did budget you enough for that go around?
for the next year.
Okay. So the invoice, they'll start, but they won't complete to where we get invoice, so it'll be in the
Right.
following budget year.
Right.
Okay.
Be 2 budget years.
26, 27.
Who's that from?
This covers those 2 years.
Central
Central.
Plains.
This covers 26 and
Graduation.
27.
So you'll do it in 2 payments, right? You said,
Yeah.
So this covers.
And he would work, he said 60-40, but we could probably, I know last time we had several payments, I believe, so.
And you told me that was
Yes.
25.
For 2 years. 26 and 27. Okay,
and the last time, do we, so this would be classified under, would this be classified under specialty services, just so that as far as the bidding requirements are concerned?
I don't think so, but
Because I know that Christie, I think, bid it out, and it would almost have to, where the amount is 90-some thousand, it'd have to be sealed bid. That's why I wasn't sure what our purchasing act allows. Because there are certain things that are
Right.
exempt that you don't have to bid, like emergency clauses and specialty services that like have us, you know, where no one else really does much of that. It's very specific. That's why I'm wondering.
Did you go reach out to anybody else?
I mean, I can.
If we're not approving this today.
It was just an
Yeah,
FYI.
it was just, yeah, so you know, we're looking at those.
Competitive bids not required when obtaining professional services, when purchasing unique or non-competitive items.
I wonder how they define professional services, because that would be about everything you'd ever buy.
Do you know any companies that do this?
They're all standard, this company.
That's just the only fear I have is just the where the amount if we don't follow the purchasing act.
Or is this the same one that we've used for years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they did. I know Christy did bid them. She did that last. It's been a little bit, but we might.
Yeah.
And if nothing else, we'd want to do sealed bids if maybe a good call would be NACO to ask them, you know, if their thoughts are. I know that they've reverted me back. Elaine has, you know, told me to go talk to Paul Wood usually on some of that stuff, but just to make sure that we're not approving anything that. Yeah.
Okay. All right, good to.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Take care. Our next. Okay. Well, you go ahead and.
We'll have a closed organization meeting at 9:21.
And I'll reconvene the Board of Commissioners meeting at 9:21. Next item on the agenda is at 9:30 to open armor coat bids. Again, I'll probably wait till exactly 9:30 to do that simply because I think the two bids that we're gonna receive are here, but just to make sure that somebody else doesn't show up that I'm unaware of, so.
Charles, are you gonna get the open form tomorrow?
Plan on.
I think there's gonna be a lot of people in attendance.
You got your answers already?
We just gonna wait.
Fortunately, it's hard to have answers when you don't know what the questions
I
are.
don't know what the questions are, so.
There's one man in this room that might, but he's sitting over there chewing on his candy, acting all coy.
I invite organizations and representatives, and the representatives ask the questions.
You know, do you guys want to go through? I'm sitting here wasting time, kind of thinking. We got a bunch of the consent agenda items, correspondence, and reports. Was any of that would you like to go through while we're waiting the next 7 minutes?
I don't know if we got time to do that. We'll look at that occupancy permit. Two of them, MPPD and Palmer.
Yeah, Miss Allmeyer's. Is there two in there?
This is the public power.
Yeah.
The
What's
one
that?
with the sign here on the bottom right.
This one over here.
Charles, isn't it? This is highway.
Oh, that was.
Oh, that's why. Okay, I missed that one.
That's mine.
395 and 719 is the PD one.
This one was just a cost, and then they paid $100. And what's the whole amount?
Well, let's look here. He's trenching a water line across a minimum maintenance road. North end of Road 406. That's down in my district. Would you like to run through these?
I just want to see all the numbers.
Okay,
That's all. I know it's your district.
go ahead.
Okay, I'm good with all that.
Yeah, you know what? Let's wait, because we need to highlight that also on the consent agenda and make sure that we review the accounting contract.
Captured there, so it is. Okay.
So, I guess if we do that time capsule here on the 4th, I'll just have to bring my fireworks and light them off on Norris while we're doing it. Well, that's true. If we don't start getting rain, I'm hearing that May.
Yeah, we can hear that all April too.
Didn't Lincoln just get like 8 or 9 inches over the weekend?
There were some storms over east, yeah.
I know when we were up there a couple weeks ago, for legislative and accounting days, it rained almost all day that first day. It was annoying.
I talked to Billy Cole and she said there's some mayors that are already talking about canceling 4th of July festivities. So that could be.
We should postpone it to Christmas Eve. Of course, there might not be snow on the ground.
No, but I still
Just as dry.
But potentially less wind, maybe.
It'll blizzard if we postpone it.
What's that?
I said if we postponed it to Christmas Eve, we'd be in blizzard.
Yeah, probably. They say this winter's supposed to be really bad. Again, this is Farmer's Almanac / that's what they're saying, but we'll see. Won't know until it gets here.
It's as bad as rumors that Farmer's Almanac.
I know. Well, let's just hope we get some rain here soon. Hi there. How are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Don't have any in the forecast.
Not the 2 weeks out anyway. No. That's fair. Sorry, there's this ominous quietness, but it's just we're just waiting until 9:30 to open the bid. So same one with the old chair and it still makes noise. I know,
Several times.
there's a lot of tradition here, okay? It's sat in this chair, I don't want, we're gonna try to fit this chair in the time capsule when we open it in.
Maybe we should do another time capsule.
Let's do it.
Get on it.
Put it on the ball field.
There you go.
What's that?
Put it out of the ball field.
Right, yes. Yes.
What do you think would be the best thing to put in a time capsule from?
Besides Ted's chair.
Besides my chair, it's
Yeah.
gonna be a bigger hole than what's up there right now.
That might actually be.
There's a dozen more just like it in the old building.
Is there?
They all have the pounded squeak.
Uh-huh.
Those are the big sounds. Squeak, but
We've had a few on your McCook News now that's like, somebody grease those chairs. All right, it is 9:30. So we're gonna go ahead and open bids for our 2026 Armor Coat project. We received 2 bids, one from B&H Paving out of Scott City, Kansas, and a second bid from Figgins Construction out of Red Cloud, Nebraska. Again, sealed bids are required through the Purchasing Act for amounts over $75,000. So, open first bid from B&H Paving. This was roughly 10 miles of road. I apologize, this is for Fair. We have 2 bids from them. The Fair received this bid already, and their board voted on who's doing their armor coating up there. So now I'll open the county's bid. Open the wrong envelope. All right, B&H Paving, we've submitted them 4 roads. This proposal is for the use of MC3000 cutback oil. First road is Road 384, which is south of McCook, roughly 2.1 miles. The bid for that was $35,000. Road number 2 is Ravenswood Road, which is approximately 1 mile, was $16,700. Road number 3 was 385, which is also known as West 3rd Street, was roughly 1.9 miles. The amount on there was $31,700. And Road 407, which is also known as the Cambridge Lake Road, was 5.5 miles in the amount of $91,700. So the total miles is roughly 10.5 miles at the bid amount of $175,100.
That's MC 3000.
Yes, yes.
All right.
Would you like to look at that, any of you? All right, we'll open the second bid from Figgins Construction. Maybe. Okay. I apologize, this one's. Thank you. My apologies, I am trying to decipher how their bid reads.
Does it have to be stated by road, or can you just state the total amount?
Well,
I'm asking to bid MC 3000. Ravenswood Road got narrowed down there towards the east end, so we can bid it accordingly.
okay, so I believe, if I'm understanding this correctly from his bid, okay, so Road 407, known as the Cambridge Lake Road, $175,211.75. Ravenswood Road from Industrial Park Drive was $28,028. Road 384, $63,241.85, and Road 385 was $56,918.40. $56,918.40.
Third Street, right?
Yes. Shows here for a total of $323,400.
There's too much discussion on that.
Well, so then
That one was 323,000.
that's what yeah, that's what, if this is the sheet that they gave, this is the head, cover letter. The only question I have, tons gravel needed.
That's what I said.
That's what I want to make sure that they can include the cost of the gravel in that quote,
Because weren't they like,
No, he's got it on your
There?
aggregate furnished by the county.
yikes.
Yeah, 047.
does that make sense to you too, Penny? That's what he's got on there. I just want to make sure that I'm not misquoting them on their bids. Because they're double.
Yeah. No, that's what it says, 175,000 just for Lake Road. On Route 407 from Highway 6 to the county line. That's exactly where I took him the other day.
Yeah, it says tons of gravel needed with a price. I don't know how to subtract that.
You think you included the gravel in that bid?
It says right here. This is what I told you.
The gravel's not in this price.
No. It usually isn't.
That does seem odd though. Very
Well, that's
odd.
why when I was reading this, I was like, there's no way, but
Yeah.
you wanna call him and put him on speaker? You guys' phone number? I just wanna ask to make sure that
Yeah.
he didn't include gravel, because, so Anyway,
That wouldn't make that much difference in the Ted. You know,
well,
100 tons or so altogether. Wouldn't make that much.
But wouldn't it be odd, Randy, that his bid was half
I
of the
know.
other for
I
fair, and
know,
it would
but
be
it's-
over that much
But it's
for.
broke down, and the gravel would not cost anywhere near that amount of money difference. The gravel would not cost $175,000, so it's not even close. That job right there, that first job is about 1,000 ton, you know, and that's about.
well, he's got, so we're gonna need 17, nearly 1,800 tons of gravel for it.
To be,
Hey,
Let him know
could
that he's
you oil these chairs? Ted's in particular. I thought I knew that.
oh, Austin, this is Randy Dean. We're at Commissioners meeting, opening up your bids. I just want to, and I have you on speakerphone.
Okay.
So your bid, just for the Lake Road alone, is $175,000. Is that correct?
Let me give the office a call real quick.
I mean, the more,
Sorry, I ended up getting sick today.
Oh,
ask him if the gravel was included. It's not, but just to make sure it's not.
Austin, are you still there?
Yes, yes, I'm still
Your
here.
proposal does not include gravel, right?
No, I believe it's for you guys to have the ground.
Right. That's what we talked about. Okay. So your total bid for this project is $323,400, which is quite honestly excessive high to what we've ever done before. So we just wonder if maybe there's a mistake. So we just want to see if you're okay with that.
Okay, one.
I know.
Let me double check.
It could just be because oil's higher priced too. You know, we don't know.
That's
Which company did they go with?
Figgins, because they were half of B&H for the fairgrounds, and they're double. That's why I kind of was surprised, but I apologize. We just want to make
Yeah.
sure that we know
This.
what's going on for sure before we award a bid. I'm just gonna steal this from you for 2 seconds. That way you have numbers in front of you.
Yes, I'm here.
Those numbers are correct.
Okay, all right. Well, we just want to make sure before we let this bid, so we'll let you know, Austin. Okay.
All right, thank you so much, Randy.
Thank you for
If
looking.
you guys have any questions at all, give me a call.
Will do. Thank you. Bye.
All right.
Have you heard him? That's correct.
Both contractors, Figgins, the contractor, agrees to furnish all equipment, labor, tools, and asphaltic oil for a state specification armor code.
Both of them are very qualified to do the job. We've had both of them in the past.
Did we say there's around 25 miles total?
10.5.
Okay.
I mean, if those are accurate, and that's what we understand to be true.
I'll make a motion. It's kind of a no-brainer. You okay? Yeah. Maybe not a little higher than we did last year, but everything did.
What was Per mile last year.
Last year was 168,000.
There you go. So yeah, it's pretty good. It's a good bid. I'll make a motion to accept the bid by P&H Construction at Scott City for the amount of $175,100 to do about 10.5 miles of lumber coating.
I'll second that.
I got a motion from Dean and a second from Fritchie to award the bid for the 2026 Armor Coat project to B&H Paving in the amount for 10.5 miles in the amount of $175,100. If there's no further discussion, we'll go ahead and vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. That is roughly, I was just doing figures, that's roughly $16,676 a mile. That's, I mean, that was what was confusing to me, because both companies did the fairgrounds, and one was half lower.
The thing is, didn't even look at it because he already knew what it was.
The
measurements. He
measurements.
already knew it.
Good.
I have a couple over on the issue. I got a spot up about towards the north, well, close to the county line on the Lake Road where I can stockpile gravel for him. And so we need to, I was wondering about hazardous waste for stockpiling gravel on these jobs over by the brook. Possibly.
Well, and I didn't know, I talked to, B&H, and they said they were good running it straight out of the gravel pit.
Yeah, but that's okay over there, but I might not be able to get gravel out of the creek. So I'm gonna have to stockpile.
That's fine. Okay. However you need to do it there.
Well, I don't know where I'm gonna get it, you know?
Oh. Okay. Well, there wasn't a time frame. They didn't give us a time frame on when they were gonna be able to do it. Obviously, depending on what they have work in this area, they usually come about the same time so they can kill a few birds with one stone. So it's generally late August is when they get here.
This is county-owned piece of property. This intersection of this, I'm not sure which one. This is Lake Road. We own a piece of property right here, about 7 acres or so.
Okay.
I can stockpile there. Move back to bring from Lexington.
Okay.
If I can get it from Paulson, I'll get it from Paulson. But I might have to go to Lexington. So this is where we're going to be going on this trip.
Okay.
I go to Charles. Ridwell County on a piece of property right now. It's right there. It's a road that bees off like that, and we own it in between.
All right. Next up on the agenda is 9:45 is discuss changing payroll to bi-weekly. I added this item to the agenda because I've talked to some workers that would like to be paid bi-weekly instead of monthly. But I don't do payroll, the clerk's office does. So I didn't know if that was, I didn't know to have a discussion about if that was feasible or not to do that.
It's feasible. Anything's feasible,
Okay.
but our budget will increase dramatically.
Okay.
Okay, can you explain what would cause the budget to increase?
Well, it would be doubling Jasmine's job, so I would need somebody additional in the office. The papers, the reports, the checks, the vouchers, everything would be double. And I was going to ask you, do you really mean bi-weekly?
So the definition of bi-weekly sounds like you're getting paid twice a week, but that's a term used to say paid twice a month.
I feel like the first and 15th of 26 paid days. I would think.
So to be semi-monthly, right?
Is every 2 weeks. Semi-monthly is twice a month.
Okay. So then I would probably,
Or you can send up on the 5th or to the 15th.
That's
Twice a
semi,
month.
yes.
So bi-weekly was a misterm. I guess the employees, if they would like to, some of the employees would like to be paid twice a month instead of once a month, but I don't know.
How many?
I know of four that have come to me and talked about that, or asked about it.
I had said that it had been a discussion before too,
It
so.
has been. Come on.
So if I may, I would
Yeah.
say from the jail side, of it, one of the issues that we run into with new hires is when it comes to the monthly pay, people are, in all my years of working, this is the only job I've ever had paid once a month. I'm fine with it. The majority of the people, even current, do them semi-monthly, excuse me. But also in regards to increasing, having to do another person or adding someone to the payroll, there are systems out there that are automated, that are more 21st century, I should say, that can help reduce budget, labor hours, and still perform. And we get the max potential out of these programs for payroll systems. ADP is a good one. I've used that one for years. There's different ones that we do pay a monthly fee to manage it, but it does. I had 75 employees that I did payroll every 2 weeks. It takes me about an hour and a half, 2 hours tops done. All I did was sign off, submit, and send it. Then their pay was automatically done. So I'm just throwing that out there as a suggestion.
Right. So it would just be it'd be something different than what we currently have for payroll.
Yeah.
MIPS does have that new payroll system effective now. I mean, available
That's
now.
what she's using
We're
now.
using it.
Well,
We
so
can't get the, time and attendance on PCs and phones though for a couple of months.
that's
But-
common.
but it's coming.
It's common, yeah, because that's what they told me. Okay.
So this MIP system will make it less arduous to do a, would you call it semi-monthly, or would you call it
Semi-monthly.
semi-monthly instead of bi-weekly? Obviously, I think that would be I don't know what your guys' thoughts are. Obviously, here's what we got to figure out. We have to figure out the costs associated with what this change would bring, right? Like, weigh and balance what that would be. I didn't know if there was a system in place right now that was with the new MIP system, if it was ready to go, it just needed our approval, or if where you were at.
We switched. We didn't have to.
Right. But
Oh,
the
you mean
system-
approval to switch to semi-monthly, not to switch, yeah.
Right, but the system that we currently have in place is still gonna be needing an additional worker at the clerk's office, this current system that we hold.
No, if you double the work, we're gonna need an additional, at least part-time person.
And that the current system that's in place will double that, the workload then, because you have to do it twice a month.
Right. The concerns that I heard when this showed up on the agenda was, I have my mortgage payment coming out, the whole thing at the first of the month. I would have to have it come out twice, or in 2 smaller increments. I guess that was the only one I heard.
Correct.
Was we'd have to give notice to people to make some financial changes.
Okay.
Well, we would have to give 30 at least 30 days anyway, right?
Well, I
To
wouldn't be
do,
ready to do this until the budget year.
well, yeah, to get through.
The MIPS program will take care of our comp time for the county.
Well, right.
Our office doesn't track comp time anyway.
For the other offices, departments.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
So I mean, comp time aside, I mean, the 4 people that have come to me and said, well, I would like, because for some, it's harder to budget when you receive a paycheck monthly versus if you get it twice a month, right? I mean, depending on
I think it's easier, but I've always
to do it just monthly.
had monthly.
Well, and I have too. I mean, I've worked 21 years for the state patrol, and my check is once a month. too. So, I mean, but I'm just trying to kind of address the concerns of those that have said that. I don't know, I mean, for your jail staff too, I mean.
Just coming on to the county, trying to adjust to the once a month. As I had made the comment, if I would have had a family coming on to when I came here 14 years ago, it probably would have been a lot more difficult adjusting to just once a month being paid. So coming from what they had came from, I could see I could see it being.
When you're a new person coming onto the new job for a month, it takes 2 months to get adjusted, and then after that, then you're okay. But it's a rough month.
Well, and it depends too. We try to hire, like we try to have a start date at the beginning, but you always wait there's that lag time that you work, and then you wait the next month to get your first paycheck. So then that is also. I don't know. I guess I would like to know then, I mean, obviously, I would like to know what the cost is for a part-time person or how many hours and what that.
And then Penny, for material-wise, like you said, extra checks and things like that, do those checks that are handed out every month, do they have to be printed or can they be, because I think if I remember correctly with this new system, like they could be emailed if they wanted them, or maybe could just a piece of paper be given rather than the actual physical, like non-depositable check? Could you do it just on paper?
That I don't know.
Fieldcrest actually does direct deposit.
Well, we do direct deposit too.
Yeah, but you don't have to have a handle check.
Well, that's what I'm asking, if they would have to do that.
Well,
Yeah.
we do that too. But
So those other systems though, we currently utilize MIPS, but are there those other systems like Mr. Real talked about? I mean, I don't know though, but you do everything through MIPS pretty much, don't you? Payroll and.
Yeah.
it's tied to the software.
Well, yeah, and then but when the new time clocks come in, it's all tied to the same system. So it would be, I would say, and I don't even do their job, it would be hard to have to go back and forth.
Okay. Well, I just want to know what the costs associated with this would be, and how easy it would be to transition to this semi-monthly versus.
I think Jasmine's biggest worry is, and of course you always worry about payroll taxes and the state and the IRS, and having to do that twice a month. And
would you have to do it twice a month, or could you just still do it the once if it was?
we probably have to figure it twice a month.
Gotcha.
Just like everything else, retirement. And
Some of them are hourly. Most everybody's salary, but some
yeah, it would definitely have to go to hourly because the first 2 weeks a lot of months have 2 weeks and then 3 weeks. And this paycheck would be quite a bit bigger than this one. So
It's where the 16th
and
falls.
yeah.
If it falls on a weekend, like a Saturday, then you have to. So you have, like, for our road department, some pay periods is 180 hours and some are 160 hours. So if you go hourly, then you'll have, for those short, you'll have a bigger paycheck one pay period and a smaller one the next pay period. So now you start to wonder, then are you going to have the other problem of, well, now I can't pay my bills because I was short on this pay period, but I have to wait till the following pay period to get, my 180 hour work period. So
I don't think we have enough information to make a decision on this. I can see both sides of this. We need to research a little bit more.
Well, and if the cost associated with it and the burden on the clerk's office is something that the clerk agrees to and we agree to it, if it helps for employee retention, I think that would be a great thing. But I don't right now, and I guess right now we don't have enough information. I wanted more so to know if the new MIP system was ready to go and all we needed was the Board of Commissioners to agree to it. If it wasn't going to be extra expense, then I felt like, provided everybody was on, board, then, but at this point, it doesn't sound like the system that we currently have and the staff that the clerk has is sufficient enough to do semi-monthly.
Yeah, we can do anything, it just, and have people actually quit because of they have?
For you?
Or just deny it altogether as soon as they find out that it's once a month. So,
I've never had anybody really bring it up.
I know when I was doing my hiring for motor grader, they were like 2 weeks every month. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, gosh, and there was a lot of, yeah. Well, if you two aren't ready to, where do you sit, Charles?
I don't know, I don't see the positives, the number 2 weeks yet.
So maybe
Does it warrant the extra expense, in other words?
Yeah.
There's money that's to it, but does it warrant it?
At the end of the month, you're still getting the same amount of money.
As I say, we table it. Further discussion.
and maybe we revisit this budget time.
And something else that we really need to think about too is that Penny's office is very busy right now anyway, so it wouldn't,
Right.
I mean, it wouldn't be fair to them to be able to start it before the first part of next year anyway.
Okay.
So I mean, personally, I think there's plenty of time to think about it.
Okay, well, if that's where, if you guys, we can table it, or
Make a motion to table it.
I'll second
I got a motion from Dean and a second from Fritchie to table the discussion on changing payroll to semi-monthly. If there's no further discussion, we'll go ahead and vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Next up on the agenda, 10 o'clock, is to appoint the interim emergency manager.
Can I cover this?
You want to?
Yeah.
So when Kevin resigned, this was probably an oversight on my part. I just kind of assumed, which we know what assuming does, that Burton was gonna take over that role. And so then this come up on the agenda on Friday. I was like,
Paul recommended that we put it on the agenda because it's an appointed position.
Yes.
We have a current disaster declaration ongoing with NEMA.
Yeah.
And things have to be done in a timely manner. So he wanted this, he asked that this be.
Yeah, I understand the state statutes will require to have an emergency manager. I did speak to Billy Cole Friday. Billy Cole is with Willow Western Fire. She's very good at that stuff. She sets up those emergency bases, word for it. But she said she would be willing to do it until we have a new sheriff.
And then I spoke with, I didn't talk to you, Burton, but I talked to Blaine, and you said too that you're willing to do that position as well.
Absolutely, just so we have consistency, is the main thing. I
Right.
believe in consistency, whether it's a sheriff's office or the community.
And I reached out to Billy Cole as well, fourth quarter here, but she said she was willing, so we have two people that are willing to do it. And Kevin, you have, we should have it too, our big binder that you gave us, and then a zip drive, and outlines our counties, all of our emergency planning. And so, correct me if I'm wrong, this appointed position, I've also spoke to both sheriff's candidates, and both sheriff's candidates stated that they would be glad to have the position once the election is over. So NEMA requires that you go to get certifications within, I think, 1 year of being appointed as the emergency manager.
Unless you're already qualified.
What's that?
Unless you're already
Received all that training.
And I did.
You did. Burton, you haven't yet, I assume. There would be no reason, and neither has Billy, I assume. I don't know. Didn't you talk to her? Does she have NEMA?
Well, I didn't ask about certification.
Not if she's not required by FEMA.
I don't think she is, but
I think your emergency managers in the area would be Brandon Myers in North Platte, who covers Hitchcock and,
That area, that region 51?
Yeah.
Okay.
and Roger Powell, but I think Roger is Dennis Phelps and
Gosper.
but I think he's getting close to retirement as well.
Okay. Okay. So then the pay, I believe, was $757 and some odd cents.
Yeah.
However, I mean, I would personally like to, if the two sheriff, I mean, this is just me speaking, if the two sheriff's candidates won that position, then this would be a very short-term appointment, so that the next sheriff can take on that responsibility. I think we're good with appointing somebody just for the interim till the new sheriff is named. And that would be, I don't know, we haven't discussed this either, but that's the whole sheriff thing is a whole nother topic. But
I know Billy is familiar with emergency issues here. She works mutually with all fire departments of Riverwood County. She knows what equipment everybody has, other than the county stuff. But she knows fire trucks and all the ambulance crews. She knows all that stuff. She's ready. She's got enough knowledge to do this for a month, which is all she agreed to do until we get it in a permanent one. And since it's an appointed position, we can appoint and unappoint at any time.
what's your thought? I mean, Bert, I honestly, I mean, that was my oversight. I kind of thought the spot was the Burton, but I mean, initially, because what's your thoughts?
Month, but it's whatever. I think.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a motion.
Hopefully we have nothing.
Well, that's just it. I mean,
Well, we're right in the middle of one.
Well,
That's the thing.
and so what?
You signed that emergency declaration.
Yes, for the 800 acres out south.
And NEMA was waiting. I think Blaine's been doing all the work on it.
Have you been carrying the torch on?
We've been working together with it.
Okay.
I will add that, I mean, I've done this, I've been a firefighter for a lieutenant in the sheriff's fire department down there, and I worked with emergency management. I helped write most of the policies in Sherman County. I'm familiarized with a lot of the policies here. I mean, this is part of the job, so.
Right.
She is a great person, but it's already in, I mean, where they're in the middle of something already. Wouldn't it make more? I mean, I can't make your decision for you.
No. But that was my thought too. A little bit is that if you're in the middle of this already, but where you guys are already doing all the work. I'm just saying, I'm
just would rather live and make a motion for Billy Cole.
Charles, you don't have any opinion at all other than what Randy just circled on his paper?
I don't know that I really have an opinion because 30 days is going to be change.
Right. Just temporary.
But if you want consistency, you need to maintain what we've been doing.
That's where the position is over.
yeah, and that's why I think the position is going to continue staying, is provided, and both candidates have said that they were interested in it or wanted it. So
You need some of that detachment from the actual emergency so you can get the 5,000-foot view. Fire chief is right in the middle, so.
Kevin.
Yes, I do.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but I've been on the Little Fire District for 49 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've been the Southern Twenty Fire. I was the commissioner that was out on that because I was acting commissioner at that chairman that night for those 2 days. I understand mutual aid, and I understand all the equipment that it takes. And I know Billy knows all these firefighters and all these crews.
I do too.
I know you do, but you're not there now. So we need somebody.
So I don't have an opinion over my 40 years of experience?
Well, no, I didn't say that.
But you're not the one to be doing it anymore, you used
No,
to.
you're right, but I've developed an opinion in that time.
You know?
I mean, it's very short term. I just want to make sure though that the paperwork that the current one we have going on is carried out. I mean, I want to make sure that, heaven forbid, this county starts on fire again and then we're, you know.
Randy, you seem to really have an issue
As fire chief.
with what is happening at the sheriff's department right now. You seem to, everything that's discussed up here, and I'm not trying to cause hate and discontent, but it is really it's disgusting. It's really, you have all the people of the county watching live right here now.
Right.
At every meeting, you have nothing good to say about anything about the sheriff's department in any meeting. None. You are negative about everything when anything gets brought up about the sheriff's department.
And you know what? I have an opinion on this issue. You do not.
I can. I'm a taxpayer too, and it's also the sheriff's department supposed to be
But
looking over the county.
It's our decision here.
I never said that it was my decision. I'm just stating that you have a negative. Everything you have to say about the sheriff's department is negative.
What did I say?
Well, just a little while ago, you wanted somebody to comment on what was happening over at the sheriff's in the jail.
Anybody wanted to.
Right, but it's HIPAA. You can't ask the jail staff. So I'm just stating, obviously there's an issue over there.
You voiced your opinion, Crystal.
Thank you.
Okay.
What I would say was, and what I was getting to, was that we're in fire danger right now. If there's a fire, Billy's gonna be in charge of that fire.
Yes, she is.
You need somebody separate from that fire to run a command post.
And she's done that.
A joint command.
She's done that
She's gonna be
before.
focused on the fire. You need somebody else to look at the bigger picture. That's all I'm saying.
Well, and the thing is that yes, her job is going to be, and I'm not saying anything. Billy is, she knows her stuff.
Billy's great, and I've worked with her
Yes,
the
and
whole time.
Right.
She is great.
She's going to be, like you say, she's going to be directing the troops, her people to get this fire under control and all the mutual aid and whatever's
One
running.
step away from.
So, okay, I agree. Yep. So there is a motion on the floor, and it either gets seconded or it dies for lack of a second. So, I see what Kevin, I totally understand what Kevin is saying too about, the other thing is we're in process right now with a situation for that 800 acres out south, and there's still probably more paperwork that needs done, and there still needs communication, and
She would have to be caught up on all that before she can proceed.
yeah, and then it's just her learning what's going on, and she's only going to be there for a very short window until the primary election is over. That's kind of what we agreed to do, was after the primary was over, name the new sheriff as the interim. So. I personally think that under the totality of the circumstances, it's just my opinion, that we leave Burton doing it because he's been doing it. That's my opinion.
Is that an opinion or a motion?
Well, the first motion hasn't died for lack of a second, so
How long?
How long do you have to wait?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm just sitting here looking at Charles because
No, I understand. I just,
come from Charles.
how long do you, I mean, not just this situation, but how long do you wait for a motion in general to die? You know, do you wait an hour? Do you wait 30 minutes? Do you wait
No, we're not
20 minutes? You know what I mean? How long do you wait?
Is there a second out of you to Randy Dean's motion to appoint Billy Cole as interim emergency manager?
So they've been doing the paperwork, right?
Yep. And we're in the middle of a deal right now with that 800 acres, and they've been working on it already. So if we appoint Billy, which Billy is a highly qualified individual, however, then she's going to have to come to Burton and Kevin to understand what's going on with this fire out south still, and that she's gonna have to learn what she needs to do in her communications and all of her, their contacts to make this happen. And then the other side of that is if right now we're not in tornado season, what we are in is fire season. And if we have a big fire and she is out there dealing with Red Willow Western Fire Department, then she's gonna only have that job, and the Lord knows how long it takes for flare-ups and all that, and then she's gonna have to come home from that and start making the appropriate phone calls to try to get NEMA and FEMA and all them involved if it's classified as a disaster.
I really had, Billy Cole does run the command post, and we have countywide fires in mutual aid. She does do it now.
But she's right. No, I'm not saying, but she's runs the command post as she's operating out of that command post wearing the hat of chief to put out the fire and to contain the fire.
So the rest of the story is they were called out to both the Morale fire and the Cottonwood fire. They're no longer here. She's no longer here.
Yeah. Right.
And I got nothing against Bill.
No, that's not the point.
Great.
It's just that then you ask yourself, how much do you put on one person's plate during a disaster situation? So that's my guess. But, okay.
Well, I would say they've already got the ball rolling. I just hate to start all over again.
Right, because it's a 30-day window. It's basically a 30-day window till the primary election is over. So no second to Randy's motion. Okay, motion dies for lack of a second. I will make a motion to appoint Burton Penalto as the interim emergency manager. Yes, interim. Yep. Burton, we'll have to get a special meeting after the primary to come in and to appoint the sheriff. So your term would run from now till they accept their position. Are you good with that?
I'm good with that.
Okay. I'm going to leave that kind of open-ended a little bit because we're going to have a special meeting after the primary within our 45-day window, provided we accept Kevin's resignation today on the consent agenda. So that's my motion to appoint Burton. I got a motion from Gans and a second from Fritchie to appoint Burton Penalto as the emergency manager interim position. If there's no further discussion, we'll go ahead and vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay.
Nay.
Motion carries.
To keep with Crystal's comment.
What?
To keep with Crystal's comment, I said nay.
Okay.
Okay? I can prove you right.
Perfect.
All right, we will go ahead and move on to the 9:15 consent agenda item. I'm sorry, not consent. Agenda item, invitation to participate in section 106 consultation Red Willow Reservoir.
I put that last because it'll just take 30 seconds.
Yep. It's like 0.4 miles in Red Willow County. This would be the road work being done on Highway 83 from basically the Red Willow Creek Bridge north to the Red Willow Frontier County line. So there's 0.4 miles in there that is actually, the project is going to be in Red Willow County. The remainder of the project is going to be in Frontier County.
You just want to know if we're aware of any historical whatevers.
Yes, so the total project's 9.1 miles, 0.4 of it's going to be in Red Willow County. I am not aware, granted, I didn't know enough about the time capsule either, so I'll take that for what it's worth. But I don't know of any historical markers or anything out there that would cause a hiccup in their project.
I think they're building new turning lanes out there at West Lake. Is what this project is about. I don't think there's anything on our side.
Yeah, they're going to be passing lanes, and they have a little bit of an outline here in the information provided. I don't see the necessity, and I don't know, I'm not aware of anything that's in that vicinity that's created this constitutes a historical marker. And so I probably will not be in attendance for this or I mean, I don't know anything. So, unless you two have anything else about that agenda item, I don't even know that do we need an action?
They only want a response if we're aware of any historical monuments. Arrowheads.
Wouldn't that be our luck if we say we don't have a clue and then they dig up some?
Ancient Indian burial
Woolly mammoth
ground.
or something.
Yeah, well, and we've had these things before come across. They've done archaeological digs and stuff in different areas along the highways and stuff, but because, yeah. It says here if there'd be any religious or cultural significance that may be eligible for listing in the National Register of Historic Places. I'm not aware of any.
Not aware of it.
Okay. If you two are good with that, we'll move along. I think it's such a short span too of highway. We good with that one? Okay. No response then. Do we need a motion to have that? To not reply to them on that? I can also, let's see, who's our contact on this?
Robin.
Okay, I found this on the web for religious or cultural significance.
What did she tell you? Maybe we better.
What she just used.
Yeah.
My apologies, I didn't know that was.
No, you're good. She's listening all the time. Well, do we need to just make a phone call to her? She doesn't list her phone number. I'll tell you what I can do if it makes anybody feel warm and fuzzy. I can stop down at NDOT and talk to them about it and see if we need to go further with it. Is that agreeable?
Yeah, all my years of that, I've never seen anything.
I'll talk to them about it. If something else resurfaces, then we'll put it back on the agenda because the project proposed start date is it's ways out. I know it's not going to happen. It's definitely not going to start before our next meeting. So if I find out that there's something else, then I can put it back on the agenda. All right, moving on. We'll move on to the consent agenda. There's 7 items on the consent agenda. Item number 1 is approved minutes from the previous Board of Commissioners and Board of Equalization meetings. Item number 2 is approved accounts payable in the amount of $233,326.60. Item number 3 is accept Sheriff Kevin Darling's resignation. Item number 4 was authorized chairman's signature on John Allemeyer's road occupancy permit on Road 406. That's an underground water line on a minimum maintenance road. Item number 5 is authorized chairman's signature on Countrymen Associates PC contract for auditing services. And item number, I'm sorry, did I say it? That was 5. 6 is authorized chairman's signature on interlocal agreement with Dundee County for housing inmates. Item number 7 is authorized chairman's signature on county road occupancy permit for McCook Public Power. I believe to trench underground Road 395 and 719. So what did we think? I know you did a lot of legwork, I think. Did you on the changes that Dundee County wanted?
Yeah.
We did put all those changes in there to meet their approval? And that's just for them if they're gonna house with us?
Yes.
Correct?
Which they do.
Mhm.
So what did we change from our, what did we change from our original proposal to
There's
them?
maybe some wordage, just
Wordage.
from a legal standpoint.
Price stayed the same though?
I mean,
Yeah, but no.
They wanted to make sure that we used their insurance card. They have an insurance card for their inmates.
Oh, yeah.
So they wanted to make sure that we displayed that before, so they didn't charge the hospital or clinic, it did charge us, they charged it direct to their insurance.
So that's the changes that the county attorney Arlen Wine wanted made to that. You weren't involved with the email communication, obviously, on this. I was apparently the only one. Okay, sometimes I don't see, I don't look at the 2 line, so always. Or the CC. Yeah. anything else that needs done.
We usually respond.
If we can't think of anything right off the top of our head, I guess. Wonder who would be.
Take a road trip out there and look around.
Randy, you driving?
Now wait a minute.
Well, we stay in session. We've done that before.
Oh, you stay in session.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I do that.
That sounds all right to me.
Okay, that's one item. Then we have the permits. You looked at those for the road occupancy permits. And this countryman, Don Wilson has retired, so he is no longer doing our auditing services. This is a 2-year agreement. She said she wrote up for providing those services to the county for the auditing.
Where are they out of?
Grand Island.
Grand Island?
Yeah, well, they have multiple offices.
Okay.
They have Grand Island, Kearney, Hastings, Lexington, Scottsbluff, Central City, and Geneva. So I reached out to a bunch of different groups, one being out of Wichita that I believe Frontier County utilizes, and they had too large of a client base. They weren't accepting new clients. Mr. Berger also submitted a bid, not a bid, I guess it would, yes, it was. It was, and I think he was 28,000, something like that. And then his countryman submitted a bid, which I can't remember what meeting it was, but we voted to go with his countrymen because they were considerably cheaper. Obviously, we got to be careful with that too, because sometimes cheap isn't always good, but we're going to find out if we agree with this on this consent agenda.
I reached out to 3 different companies also, and their client list is too large. Mr. Wilson did quite a few counties, and everybody scrambled to fill their positions. Everybody's pretty full right now, just got a client list. I'm surprised Countryman were going to give us a proposal, so good for them.
So it says here, invoices will be rendered monthly and are payable upon presentation. We estimate our fees for the audits for the years ending June 30th of 2026 and 2027 to be in the range of $17,000 to $19,000 for year number 1 and $18,000 to $20,000 respectively for year number 2. You know, though, do you think that she's in no, I don't think they're in any hurry. Do you think that we should have Paul Wood review all this before we agree to it? He's supposed to review all contracts.
Notified that we want them, right?
Yes, that was our vote.
Yes,
Right.
They've been notified, so they're not doing that.
But what I'm saying is, should we have Paul review this before we agree to it?
But I just want to make sure that by delaying this, we're not going to let Countryman say, well.
No, because our current audit, they won't need our 2026 audit information till later.
I know that, but what if they get filled up and we're not committed? What if they get filled up with like this and we're not committed to them? That's what I'm wondering. Could you talk to them?
Yeah, I corresponded with her and she didn't seem like she was in a hurry. At one point she said, be careful so she doesn't fill up. But
We see if Paul's able to stop in real quick and read it, and you can go on, or?
Well, it's quite a long contract, several pages.
And I sent this to Penny, so I sent this over to Penny, so she put it on there for me.
Because they will need it, within the next 6 months to do our 25-26 audit.
Yeah, but that's true, Crystal, that these companies are getting booked up and they're hard to find. Because like I said, I talked to 3 different companies.
Oh, I know, that's what I'm stating, that we will need them here before long.
Yeah, I don't
So
wanna lose them,
we can't
you know?
probably put it on.
What do you think, Charles? Do you think we need to have Paul Wood read this? It doesn't, there's not a lot of legal.
I'd say probably not. I mean, it's a standard.
We've already approved it.
That we're hiring them.
Yeah, we've already approved
Okay. And it's,
They won't start services without that signed contract? No, I know, that's what I was just verifying.
under the circumstances, I mean, I don't think she's in too big of a hurry for it back, but so what do you guys think? I mean,
We just approved consent items and we will talk to Paul, in the meantime. I don't know what we're deciding here.
oh, I was just deciding whether we remove this off the consent agenda to have Paul review it. I don't know, I think I personally would be I mean, it looks pretty, that all contracts are supposed to be reviewed by the county attorney. So I would be more comfortable if we removed it from the consent agenda for now and had Paul look at it and then get back to us and make sure that we're not signing anything that gets the same. I mean, looks pretty manila, but I think. So I'll make a motion to remove that from, that would be item number 5 from the consent agenda for further reviewing of Paul Wood.
And that's appropriate, I'd say. Second.
Okay, I got a motion from Gans and a second from Dean to remove item number 5 from the consent agenda for review, to be reviewed by Paul Wood. If there's no further discussion, we'll vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. We've now removed item number 5 from the consent agenda. Now we have items 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7. I'll need a motion and a second to approve those items.
I'll make a motion to approve consent agenda items 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7.
I'll second.
I got a motion from Fritchie and a second from Dean to approve the consent agenda items 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7. If there's no further discussion, we'll go ahead and vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. All right, so we got that.
You're not done?
You're done. Hey. Kevin's like, geez. All right.
I am a phone call away.
Well, and that's good. And again, I mean,
Well, see who it is.
see who it is. Caller ID is a wonderful thing. But I mean, we're not. But yeah, I mean, if we have any, I mean, I just kindly ask, and I know you will, if we have any big deals that happen, if you can assist Burton, that'd be great. And
That's been a plan call.
okay, excellent. We appreciate you, Kevin. We really do. And so 4, it's 12, right? What is today? 13? My watch. I'll tell you what. All right. All right. Add to your pile, Penny. All right, and then this agreement with Dundee County. Do you want to do all this notary stuff? You want me to fill that out? You good? Okay. And
I was pretty impressed that you were able to point me out of a crowd.
Wasn't a big crowd.
I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Okay. And then that's Kevin's resignation, and then that is the, yeah. Page 11.
It was fun. It was like a whole different view, being able to sit up there in the balcony during the legislative sessions and things. It was really interesting to be there to sit through all of that.
That was all constitutional officers.
Mm-hmm.
And other friends.
Yeah, there was a lot of people in and out of that Capitol building that day.
That was for last board meeting. Payroll wasn't included on accounts payable, so.
I still wouldn't give me any money without signatures, so Ted had to come in.
Just those. All right.
What one was that?
We didn't know how to run the new system.
Oh yeah. She tried to. That's funny. I'm like, I don't have to have their signature on this.
How's general looking, Crystal? It looks like we're taking most of the money this month.
We've got taxes coming due. I've asked Ted to put on
Be
the
the
radio.
bearer of bad news on Rich Barnett's radio show.
Yeah, I guess you could do it today too. We'll do it live today.
Do it live.
Yeah.
Anna's here.
What is your bad news?
Oh, just that, help me out here. I'd have
First
to
half
read my
of
text.
taxes are due before May 1st. And the courthouse will be closed April 24th. Anyway, so after, with collection of taxes, it'll be good.
I just need one signature from you, Charles, as the noxious weed chairman.
How is that going, the noxious weeds? Is it?
It seems like the communication, we don't have that report. Tim Stewart sent out last year's weed report for 2025, and it was not a reflection of our new weed superintendent. And I think he's been to training, he's been going, Ron has been, so it seems to be going good. That's, yeah.
The hardest part was getting his phone.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah. Okay, we have some correspondence items here. One being tax equalization review commission decision. You want to tell how did that turn out?
Well, you said that he's been granted a hearing on March 23rd, so because they had it up at Turk.
It's just a decision that he does have a case
Yeah.
and there will be a hearing.
It's not, oh, here it is.
And what
Okay, it doesn't say when hearing is, okay.
I think they're scheduled for one year round.
Yeah, okay, yeah, okay.
Still being.
We didn't like our
on the
decision.
20,
On
still on the
valuation.
20, okay.
You can look great.
Yes, sir.
With the business.
So he has been, he,
It's valid grounds for appeal.
right, he submitted his letter in time during the timely file. Okay, but it doesn't state when his, okay?
But like I said, it's something to figure out.
Second item is Alliance for the Future of Agriculture in Nebraska handout.
I didn't know if you were interested, but they sent it, so. Here it is.
It discusses setback requirements.
I'm sure they wanted me to add a bunch of brochures to hand out.
Focused on supporting livestock growth across the state. While we champion Nebraska producers, we also strive to empower rural communities that embrace the economic development livestock production brings to Nebraska. If your county is interested in learning more about livestock and common production practices, we would be happy to connect. We would also love to host a curated livestock facility tour specifically for your county officials. Setbacks are typically done through our zoning.
Yeah.
And for LFOs, livestock feeding operations. Okay, this is through correspondence. Third correspondence is Jail Standards Board annual evaluation. On February 27, 2026, that's his name, Shorty Hamilton.
Her.
Female. Okay. Criminal Justice Field Representative for the Nebraska Commission on Law Enforcement and Criminal Justice conducted an annual evaluation of the Red Willow County Jail to determine its compliance with Nebraska minimum jail standards. The following is a summary of the areas of non-compliance with the standards. Chapter 2, Personnel, 003.06, any facility administrator or employee who has not been employed in a corrections or detention setting for more than 2 years shall have their prior initial training completion honored, but they must complete a refresher course approved by the board. Any facility administrator or employee who has not been employed in a corrections or detention setting for more than 10 years shall complete the initial training requirements anew. The Jail Standards Board will review your report when they meet at 9 a.m. Friday, April 3rd at the NCAMA conference at the Unions Conference Center South in Kearney, Nebraska. So this is just correspondence. I assume they reviewed your report.
We had that discussion.
Yes. Yes.
That's just a review of the documents that were sent in to cover search.
Gotcha. Okay.
And they did accept them.
They did?
Yeah.
Okay.
They sent a letter saying that was all clear.
Okay.
He was certified to look at the camp and the paperwork in the file, so.
Okay. And he's currently the jail administrator. Okay. And like you said, both of you in good standing with jail standards. Okay.
They left us out of compliance until they had that hearing.
Okay. On April 3rd. So yeah. Okay. This chair is a killer.
You just gotta sit still.
I know. That's tough for me some days.
We could bring 2 others up so everybody's.
Everybody, yeah. Well,
Then
have a solid one. Yeah. I am the only one left with one of these. I'm good with it. I'm good. We agreed to keep our budget low for the Board of Commissioners to not afford us new chairs, so we're good. We're good. All right.
I got that hand me down, so mine don't squeak anymore.
Yeah. Good deal. All right. We'll move on to reports. We have 3. One being from the Household Hazardous Waste Quarterly Report. So apparently the grant process did not go well. That's what I read. So what do we know a total on what was awarded and what wasn't? Anybody? I don't. I didn't ask her about that. So we were playing catch up when she first took over because there was a building full of household hazardous waste that needed to be disposed of. And the grant cycle does not coincide with our budget cycle. And that adds to the confusion because their grants are awarded at different times than our budget cycle is. And so you have the money and then utilize the money, but then you're waiting kind of like our monthly paychecks. But anyway, that's kind of how it's so she was playing catch up, but now I'm not sure, are they cutting grants?
I don't know that either, but I would add too that since there was so much stuff down there that was never shipped out, it really hit her budget bad when she had to clean that all up and ship it out.
Yes.
A lot more than what normally would be in the budget year.
So, to curb expenses, we are opening the gates on the first Saturday of the month. However, it is unmanned so people can put items in the cage. And when it is time to close, somebody comes up and places the items inside and we pack it on Tuesday when we come in. This saves money on the personnel side. There are several grant and program opportunities that we're working on for batteries and other items that may cut expenses. Since Nebraska is not a paint state, we do not qualify for a free program in that area. However, there's a program and some legislation they are putting together for batteries that we will keep an eye on, and that program will be free from the sounds of it. We have started to charge large quantities of items being brought in and businesses as well. We have billed out $9,726 for the first quarter. We did have to order some more boxes for e-waste, light bulbs, and mercury buckets since we are out of them. The amounts collected for this quarter are 5,225 pounds of flammable liquids, 1,084 pounds of pesticides, 2,120 pounds of oil-based paint, 2,316 pounds of latex paint, 88 pounds of batteries, 73 pounds of aerosols, 488 pounds of e-waste, and 127 pounds of light bulbs.
What is e-waste?
Computers and printers and things like that. They didn't used to take that down there, though. They found a source for to get rid of them, so they take them now.
So the discussions I've had with her is simply this: we want the facility to stay open. So even in times of crisis, i.e. not being awarded grants, then we need to find new ways to cut back on cost, which would include probably the easiest payroll. And man it less if we have to. So far the hours, change the hours. But she's still thinking in a fair quantity of stuff. So that's that report. Second report is from the clerk's office. The clerk brought in $9,402.81. And the clerk of the district court brought in $1,720.53.
Can I get a copy of the letter, previous,
I'll have to find it. I was looking for the email. I couldn't.
You sent it to me. You sent it to me. Oh, no, you got it mail. Oh, we have hard copy.
All three of you, or both of you, sorry, all three of us have to. There's also some legislative discussion on cutting back. I was just looking through our balance sheet on cutting back on some federal funds for our road department, which would possibly increase the county's contribution on what we have to contribute for our budget for roads. So we'll see where that goes.
Lots of legislation.
Well, there's, yeah, money has been tight, but it seems to be getting tighter and tighter, but we'll see what happens. So closed April 24th. So our next meeting would be the 27th.
and in May, I think I already told you guys, we're gonna have to meet the 11th and the 26th.
Okay. And refresh my memory to hold a special meeting, how many days in advance do we need to advertise to let the public know that is it 5 days? 4? Okay. So on the April 27th meeting, we'll also have to discuss when we're gonna, yes, we'd have to discuss on April 27th when we would hold a special meeting after the primary to appoint the sheriff, the sheriff. All right, I would entertain a motion and a second to adjourn. I got a motion from Fritchie and a second from Dean to adjourn this meeting at 9:53, 10:53. Maybe it's time for a digital watch, huh?